Hi guys, it's Tracy Newman from the Navigator's Tarot. I'm here to do a general reading for the collective. I woke up this morning felt like I'd been hit by a bus. I actually felt like I'd actually gone 10 rounds with Mike Tyson. That's how I felt this morning. So I have no idea what I was doing at night. God only knows. Anyway, there was it's pretty heavy energy at the moment. It's not particularly light. There's something going on, and there seems to be like a real silence, like the beginning of something that hasn't yet manifested. And I know that the Cabal are going to be fighting back in a big way because of the the inroads that the white hats and other people, and also galactically and on an esoteric level, that has actually been manifesting for the good. However, the dark are fighting back. They have access to the timelines. They know, they can see what it is that they wish to accomplish, and they will do everything they can to instill fear, as much fear as they can, in the populace, so that they can maintain their agenda and their projected outcome that they would like. However, the white hats, I feel, are doing an amazing job. Also galactically, there's a lot happening there as well, and also esoterically. So it would appear right now that we are going to move into some chaotic times. The Cabal need to instill as much fear as they possibly can, so they're going to be fighting back, and there will be no holds barred. I don't know what that will look like. I'm not really sure, but they will cause chaos as much as they possibly can. So the energies are too that for us individually, so we are not actually caught up in this chaos that may ensue, it's a really good idea for us to go within and find that peace and light and love that is within our own projected shadows or darkness within. And so we have here the card of the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is traditionally predicted, what's the word? It is usually the card where there's a heart with three swords in it, and it usually means heartbreak. I feel that that's what is actually happening at the moment, that the past heartache and heartbreak that we may have actually seen for ourselves, and also the projected illusion of what we see on our outer world, is starting to be used by the darker forces to control us, and they are going to be using fear and those energies that will create sadness within us, chaos within us, anything they can to maintain control. But, you know, we do have the Eight of Cups here, which is, again, for all of us. I actually feel like there's a collective shadow that is wanting to be expressed. And it's also wanting to be expressed individually as well, from the deeper, darker aspects of ourselves. And so we also have the Eight of Cups, which is about going within and to the darkest aspects of ourselves, and really beginning to see the shadow that is there, and how that has projected outwardly in our outer world. And usually it's caused by, of course, past heartbreak and hurt, and old wounds. So it's interesting, because I really feel like at the moment the collective is needing to go within and find these shadow aspects of themselves and to purge them. There is going to be, I feel, a great purge on a collective level of the darkness from within and without. So once again, it will cause a lot of chaos, and it will seem like it is very chaotic in our 3D outer projection of what we manifest within ourselves. But at the moment, we ourselves must take responsibility for the shadow that is within each and every single one of us, and that we are also responsible in the projections that we see in our outer world, if that makes sense. So we also have here the star, and if you can see there, she has cups in her hand, but she is actually pouring the contents of those cups. Cups usually mean emotion. And if you can see there, she's actually pouring out the contents of those cups, which is the emotion, into a greater river. So when we actually do start to purge some of this, the inner shadows of ours, like the inner darkness, it then of course goes out into the ether and becomes the projected outer world that we have. And so, however, it is very, very important, this stage of the game, it is very important to purge out any shadow, any darkness that is within, so that it can make way for the light and for love. So it's very important to go within, find the wounds, find any sort of shadow work that needs to be done, and start to heal it. And it can often mean by purging it first before it can be healed. So this is what's going on. So in the collective, this is happening on an individual level for each and every single one of us, but it is also happening on the collective level, and therefore we're starting to see it in our outer world in the form of projected outcomes or projected darkness, like the cabal, the demonics of the demonic realm, and also the negative aliens as well. So it's sort of like on this total different level, it's all happening, but it's all happening within us, because everything is a projection of our inner world. Does that make sense? So even though I have started off with a outer projection as that which is going to fight back, what it actually is an outer projection of the purging of the darkness that is needing to be released and purged from our individual selves, if that makes any sense. Then we have the card of judgment. Judgment is here. It is like, let me see if I've got another card for that one. So these are the end times, and so because of this, we must remove any of the darkness that is remaining within us. And of course, as the light moves in, it pushes the darkness out. There is also what I'm picking up, and this is just on another level, that there is a new quantum financial system, as I've said before, but it is coming up here in the form of judgment. In the form of this is also what's going on in our outer projection of the world that we live in. There is a change of the guard, and also a change in the monetary system that we have. I've talked about this on a number of occasions. I'm not really understanding a lot about what is actually going on with the financial system, because it is very, very intricate and kind of, I have no real idea. However, what I do pick up is that it is making inroads, and it is actually the light that is coming onto the planet to totally destroy the darkness. And how they will do that is by starving the darkness and starving the cabal members, and hitting them where it hurts most, in their monetary realm, that they have inflicted upon us for many, many centuries in the form of the fiat dollar, which the petrodollar, which will no longer be a relevant form of of actually seeing any type of monetary value. It will not have any form of monetary value in the years to come as the new quantum financial system begins to take over. So in that way, that is the only way that we can actually really do anything about the cabal on our outer world. So what else do we have here? Yes, see, feeling very trapped. Also, now you have to understand that whatever is going on in our outer world is also going on within us. So it's a really good idea if you are noticing that there is a lot of chaos in your outer world. It's a really good idea to maybe go within and find the darkness there that needs to be purged and removed, and see where we also have caused our own wounds and darkness and projected outcomes and projected darkness. And so this one here, they're feeling very, very trapped, but it can also mean that we, on an inner level, are also feeling quite trapped with the shadow world, just wanting expression in some way, and also wanting to be purged and released. There is also this one here too, which is the Six of Cups. This is a card of nostalgia. It's a really good idea if you are going back into old wounds or any old hurts at all. It's a really good idea to recognize that this must be purged and released. They can no longer stay. It hurts and old wounds must be purged, released, forgiven, and then we need to sort of like clear the way for the light that so desperately wants to shine from within us. And as it shines within us, then also too, that's what we will project onto our outer world. Once again, we have here another king. This is the card of action. And also too, I would say, because we also have the Four of Cups here, that the King and the Four of Cups, the King of Wands is someone who is a person in authority who takes action. And that is actually what we need to do, but it is not on an outer level. It is taking action by going within, finding our wounds, finding our darkness, finding our shadows, and working with them to purge them out into something else, and then recreate that, releasing, purging, and then bringing in the love and the light. So right now, it's not about actually, it's really at the moment with the Four of Cups, it's like sitting very quietly and not being distracted by anything in the outer world. Our outer world is going to get chaotic. They are going to actually really want to have us in fear. And so, you know, it's very easy to get caught up in that, in the head, and into confusion and fear. But what this is saying to me is that we really seriously need to go back down into ourselves, into our solar plexus, and start to work with the fears that come up, any fears that come up, any shadows that come up, any darkness that comes up, and then purge and release them. Yeah, so that is exactly what's going on right now. The people in authority here, there is much movement, and I feel like there's much movement on a military level and on every level. So on a 3D level, there's a lot going on militarily, which I'm feeling is going on, but we're not really, I'm not really seeing how, and none of us will really see how, because a lot of this stuff is happening while we remain ignorant to it. However, I do see that there is military action, and I also see too that on a galactic level, they've been working extremely hard in putting down any insurgents in the negative alien realm, and also too on a esoteric level between the demonics and the angelics. The demonics are really fighting back because they know that this is the end time. They know that it is their time to be removed and purged. So that is all I have for you. this week. And yeah, I'll see you next week.